Yeah, man, people, welcome back to the show, man. Welcome back to the show. Greetings to the world, blessings to each and everyone. Welcome back to the platform. Glad to be here again. Good morning, the viewers that's viewing this in the morning. Good day, whenever you guys really watching it. But really appreciate you guys coming on here all the time to support the show, support the movement, and foremost support the channel. You understand? So blessings to the people, and greetings to the new ones that's coming over here for the first time. Remember, people, like up the video, hype up the video, comment, tell me what you think, what's your thoughts around the video, everything. You understand? But you would have heard the big news, like a breaking news, what happened, late evening yesterday, surrounding, news on the reggaeboyz that the Jamaican Football Federation is alongside one of the countries to co-host the FIFA World Cup coming up in 2031, the women's game. You understand? The women's FIFA World Cup in 2031. I mean, that would be massive news. If that one can go over the line of, Costa Rica, Jamaica, the US, could host that tournament. I mean, it would be such a fantastic news, for the country of Jamaica. Yeah, the country of Jamaica to host a few women's FIFA World Cup games. What news is that? I would love that to be reality of the 876, the Jamaica land we love, can go ahead and host some World Cup games, or just to host the 3 group stage games that the reggaeboyz will feature in 2031. And I'm saying, man, like, this would be such a life-changing moment around football in Jamaica, knowing that Jamaica will host some games. If this can goes to plan, and the 4 countries combine together in the CONCACAF region to host the tournament, I mean, such a fantastic move. I'm just looking at it, man, like, how can this change a lot of lives, around in the Caribbean, a lot of lives, life-changing moments in the CONCACAF region for 4 countries to host the 2031 Women's World Cup Games. I mean, I'm just saying, man, I'm just over the moon with this. Yeah, I'm just over the moon with this. Like, the Americas region will already, looking to host the World Cup coming up in a few years from now, in Brazil. And also there will be the Olympic will stage in Los Angeles. So there's so many, women's games that set to take part in the Americas region. And I'm going to say, like, I'm putting my hands up. I'm already, looking forward for the reggaeboyz to qualify for the FIFA World Cup that will play in CONCACAF as well. I'm looking forward for those games. I'm making preparation for those games. Let me know what you guys thinking. Like, what move, how much of an impact this can make on Jamaica as well, for our reggaeboyz to play games on home side in front of our fans, especially knowing that the office, the Independence Park, will go on a renovation coming up next year, and I think it will be like a 2-3 year project. Expect to start 2026 and expect to finish around 2029, set to meet the FIFA standard of everything. So it's the right plans are going in place, for that tournament as well. So looking forward to see what will be, the finishing product of the national stadium, especially on the back of, CONCACAF is trying to host the women's game, the Women FIFA World Cup coming up in 2031. Massive news. And I'm saying, man, the men's World Cup will already be here next year, summer. You understand? And also the Olympics will be here in 2028. The next Women World Cup will be in Brazil 2027. I'm even looking to go to that game as well. So some huge games are coming up in the Americas region, especially you see, the summer that just passed us. Yeah, the inaugural, club World Cup stage in the US. So there's some massive games that is and set to play in this region. So football is on the rise in the CONCACAF. So it's making its way down in, the Caribbean islands, and Jamaica can host a few games, man. Kudos if the federation, also the government of Jamaica, can help to pull this off as well. This will be massive news, man, right across the island. Again, this can change the whole landscape of the women's game in Jamaica and how people look at the sport. But moving on from that, some EFL games are coming up later as well. That Barnsley will face Manchester United Academy. Of Barnsley for Jonathan Russell, not featured in the previous game coming off the back of the international window. Let's see if he will get some minutes in that game as well. Hull City will play at home versus Leicester City. There's a few issues surrounding Casey Palmer right there as well. I'm going to do a specific video on that, so looking forward for that game as well. Ipswich will host Charlton Athletic, coming off of the back of a big victory at home over Sheffield Wednesday. Tyrese Campbell looking to continue his little cameo. Also, Amari Bell is looking to continue as well. Coventry will go away to Fratton Park to play Portsmouth. Let's see if a midweek fixture can, Frank Lampard, get the Reggae Boy player involved in this fixture coming up. A bit of a rotation. They are just strolling on the top of the league. They are favorite to go up in the Premier League at this moment. So let's see if Joe Latibody can get some minutes or to feature in around the matchday squad, which he didn't feature nowhere around the matchday squad. A game that they played with Blackburn in their last game. So right after the back of international winner, Preston will host Birmingham City. Demar Gray as well. Coming off a back of a massive loss at home to Hull City. Tyrese Nats County will travel away to play Swindon. But that's it. But the Isaac situation where Isaac Hayden gave an interview with the QPR TV right on the back of the international arena, and this is what he has to say around his club, and also a little statement on the past games that just finish up with the national team and international duty. This is Isaac Hayden speaking to the QPR TV.
Well, Isaac, we're back from the second international break of the season. Obviously, you've been away with Jamaica once again. How was that?
It was good. Disappointing first game for us, but we pulled it back in the second game, and we're in pole position now going into the last international break.
Straight back into training this morning with the boys. How was that?
Yeah, it's good. It's always good to be back, get up to speed with everything that's been going on, and as I said, just looking forward to tomorrow and preparing for tomorrow.
QPR unbeaten since you returned to the club. How much are you enjoying your time here?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I mean, obviously, I joined after the Coventry result, which obviously that week wasn't the best week for the club and for everyone involved. But I think since then we've been on a great run of form. The training's been top. The tempo, the intensity of training's been very, very good. The standard's been high, and I think that we've seen that in the pitch. And I think the most important thing, for the whole group really is the competition for places is very, very high, and that only drives standards and training, and everyone wants to do well so they get time on the pitch. So I think that can only help us moving forwards.
You've come back from international duty, a few more lads out on the training pitch too. Must give everyone a boost.
Yeah, definitely. I think we want the group to be as healthy as possible, as many players out on the training pitch every day and not missing sessions, so that everyone can gel as a group. And I think that when you've got a group that's all healthy and all fit and fighting, raring to go, like I said, it helps competition for places, and then that drives the standards, and the performances will be top no matter who plays on the pitch. So, really looking forward to this weekend.
It's been a good start, as we said. How confident are you that we can keep this positivity going now?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, I think with everyone being fit, that only drives the standards and the competition. So, everyone knows that if they play, they're going to have to play well, because everyone wants to play, and we've got a big squad now with everyone fit. So I think there's no reason why not. And as I said, I think compared to how it was when I joined the first time, I think it's totally different in terms of the standard of the group, and the players that we've got now in positions. We've got 2-3 players in each position that are of top quality. So if someone's tired, somebody else can come in, and the rotation's there. And as I said, I think that's only good for the club and good for our performances going forwards.
So that's Isaac Hayden speaking over the weekend. The build up for that game that was a build up for the London Derby game that they lost at home at Loftus Road versus Millwall game that Roman Burrows scored in as well. So Isaac Hayden, deliver, a little bit around the status of what is happening around his club and the national team. But fans are calling for Isaac Hayden to get more minutes as they believe that he can do a much better job than a player that is currently getting more minutes than Isaac Hayden. A player, I think his name is Varane. So the QPR fans they are calling for a little bit of change in the middle of the park for the reggaeboy player to get more minutes, and the team will go away in Swansea, travel to Wales tomorrow. So let's see if, on the back of not playing, in the previous game, let's see if Isaac Hayden can get on the pitch in Wales versus Swansea City. Speaking of Isaac Hayden, we know how, he's important for the national team. Yeah, we know how Isaac Hayden is very important for the national team. And this is a player that I pulled out of the rabbit hole of, Odin Bailey, a player that in his mid-20s, playing for Stockport County at this moment in League One, and he played in the same position as Isaac Hayden. And I'm just saying, been watching him, I was introduced to someone to say, take a look at this player. This player can at least come in and to fill that missing void of, to beef up the central midfield area of, adding a lot more quality in depth, in that position, especially knowing that the reggaeboyz, is lacking a little bit of quality in that midfield. And I do like the player, I do like his profile. Have Jamaican descent as well that can represent the national team. But on the player side, I don't know how much he's commit to play for the reggaeboyz, which a player is playing in League One. A player of a very good standard. I think his standard, around this player as well, that it could be a very, very decent championship player as well. So, being around the blocks, around, the lower tier, League One, League Two as well, coming from Salford and all of that. But I think his profile really, can suit the reggaeboyz as well. I think he can add some real quality, but not knowing the back of what is happening on the player side of it, if he's commit to come and play for the national team. I'm just saying that he could be a potential player that, to come not just for this World Cup, you understand, but for even the future games that expect to come as well. Look, you want to add these young players in around the national team and stuff like that. So, let's see what will happen. But this is a player that, one for watch, that he might be, I'm not sure, but he might be on the watch list for the reggaeboy team. But he would be a very, very good addition if the national team can really, get this one over the line. His profile is good. He's a very good midfielder as well. Can play in that holding area. Can go attacking as well. So he's very versatile in that department. And when it comes on to the central position in the midfield, we don't really have that much quality in around where, especially young players. So that's why we keep calling for these type of players. And he could fit the profile of coming in for the future to team up with likes of Joel, likes of Joshua Anglin and all of that. You understand? So the Jonathan Russell, the Casey Palmer and the Isaac Hayden, he can establish himself if he managed to get the opportunity as well. But I feel if the Jamaican Football Federation approach him, I don't see why he will turn down the offer to come and play for the national team. Or if they are ready to contact him and he said, look, I'm focused on my club, which I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But Odin Bailey, I think, is one that could be a really good player that can add a little bit of steel, in that central department for the national team going forward. Might not have to be for this World Cup process is coming up. Not November, but the whole journey towards 2026, but can really come in right after the World Cup and start to pick up from where the boys left off as well. So good one, you understand? Good one to see if he really could fit, but yeah, good one, to see if the JFF can really, pull this one out of the bag and, add this one, to the selection and make him available for, selection in the near future. Yeah, so people, respect for passing through again. Thanks for passing through, ciao, ciao, people. Salute. Out.